Thank you all so much for joining us today. So welcome again. And first, we'd like to acknowledge and give thanks and say that here, at least in West Sebastopol, we are on native Southern Pomo lands in the Graham Rancheria tribal area. And to start with that land acknowledgement. The next, you're in for a lovely treat of live music with David, poetry read by my father, Raphael, and then getting to see the short film and discussion with Adam, who made the film. And so just to let you know that this is indeed going to be recorded. And with that, David, if you could start us off with some music.
Okay.
I'd like to share some newer poems. They're going to be in a chapbook called New Home that I'm hoping to get published. And I'm going to start with one called Ablaze. Today in Northern California, it's actually raining, a really welcome, wonderful sound of pitter-pattering drops. So this poem is a bit of a contrast to that, as you'll hear in a moment. Ablaze. Tall grasses sway, already sun-steeped gold in early May. I will not wait for fire. I will not wait for flocculent clouds to break their vaults. I pray for my heart to be set ablaze, embrace these fields, thirsty trees and birds in one note. New home. This one's based on a dream. New home. The master gardener and his love have moved into my home. I no longer recognize it. My small rooms give way to wild iris, cluster lilies, blue-eyed grass. Yellow monkey flowers and owl clover abound in the living room. Walls crumble, goats roam the hillside. By night, coyotes howl and romp. What am I to do now that my prayers come true? This next one is called, thank you, The View. And you may have seen it in January's newsletter. I hope you get to read the Earth Love newsletter. It's monthly and it's easy to sign up for it on my site. Lemons, yellow shining lemons everywhere. Sloping hills, cloud, blue dome, resonant greens, bathe and balm. Small bright orange sparks announce ripening satsumas. A large red-tailed hawk atop a redwood in the middle distance. Rustle of fresh oak and curved eucalyptus leaves from the westward strand wind breaking the crest. I'm perched on a trestle bench the owners have left. I reap the benefits of generosity, sipping ginger tea from a thermos. These moments of solace in a writhing sea of man-made storms. Too Simple is the title of the next one. And I use the word weir in the poem, which is much more common in England than here. And it means a small, and Wales, sorry, in the UK. And it means a small dam across a river or creek. And this is how it goes. Too simple. I listen to the water tumble in the weir. Bending low, I hear it louder, clearer. Across the stream, a winged reflection flits. A driver stops his truck. The creek's music filling to the brim. Beside the spin of wheels, I peer up at bay, redwood, willow, birch, a lone apple tree. Is happiness so simple? When did you first lurch into my heart? The last one is called Our Streams. The voice of my parents flows through, and their parents too. And who can say what came with me from other lives? No matter our origins, no matter our story, when we meet, our streams mingle. Showers could burst to fertilize the plains, or instead, blindsided, back-turned, the stream might plunge underground, waiting for that inner dowser to bring it round. Look in the mirror. My lukewarm disclosure won't cut it. My half-hearted commitment to understanding you will never bridge the yawning gulf. Our streams ache to make the music of waterfalls. Thank you very much. We're going to go back to David.
Okay, this is a theme that I've used with Raphael. Sometimes we collaborate live in the old days, and he reads and I play behind him. So it's one of my faves.
Thank you, David. We're going to move to the film next, and here we go.
Through the windshield, light gleams on the fields. The light green willow leaves running along the creek seem brighter set against the just beginning greening hills, dotted with oats, cows, sheep, small clumps of shy-hoofed deer, all chomp in well-manured pastures, as I too stand richly fed. Vultures' wings soundless circles overhead. A perched hawk, red-tailed, its haunted call withdrawn, spies smaller prey. Crows rush, gust and clatter onto walnut limbs to cackle and muster. I loom with the hunter, quail with its prey, prattle with companions until our souls are full flush flesh. By Walker Creek 1,000 white woolen eyes crown coyote brush. Dried fennel stalks drop silent seed. Among these wild ones I flourish and breathe, under sun, fog, rain sway. Coiling bends round the broadening bay, whose undulating ripples peep between, lending ease and grace against the pine-clad ridges, as the scudding sun plays upon my skin into unseen depths. Sprawled on the verge, a car-killed deer awaits its airborne team with sharpened smell to pick it clean. All seeps, sings, and bounds in me. All seeps, sings, and bounds in me. Is it the light, or the light that I am soon to leave? On bowed knees rest old trees, sinking into softened sod. The turn of seasons watch. Their path is slowly set, while mine is filled with urgency to laud and praise, give back one speck, one jot of all you pour into these marrowed bones. To give back one speck, one jot of all you pour into these marrowed bones.
Well, thank you, Adam, for making this wonderful film. And would you like to tell us a bit about it, please?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. This was just a wonderful project with Raphael, and I've been working for about 1.5 years with my Zen teacher, Kampa Roshi, who's on the call, and we have this practice of working with ancient poems, and it was a tradition to write your own version of the poem, and so I got a lot of practice of creating video poems, visual poetry. So when Raphael came to me with this project, I got really excited because I've had a lot of practice at doing this exact thing of taking the poem and trying to bring it alive in a visual way. And it was such a wonderful shoot. It was such a meditative space that we both got in. I think we barely spoke because we were just almost feeling like being a conduit for the poem itself, that it was in our bodies in a particular way. Because when Raphael shared it with me, I listened to it over and over and over until it was kind of in me, like a mantra almost. And then when we were out shooting, it was just trying to get out of the way for the whatever was presenting itself to come through and be present in the recording. And we got so lucky on that day. There was me with the camera and Raphael with the binoculars, constantly keeping an eye out for any bird or wildlife. Because as Raphael warned me, the moment you get the camera set up, they're already gone and flown off. And that happened several times. But it was just such a gorgeous day that everything kind of just that we needed for the piece just presented itself time and time again, up until the very last rays of sunlight were coming over those pine ridges, and we got to get the white-tailed kite at the very end of our shoot. So I guess I hope that state that we were in when we were there, witnessing the beauty of the world and everything, kind of comes through in the video and kind of bring you to that space as well.